Number 21, boundaries. Okay. Are you developing some boundaries? Are you putting, drawing a line in the sand about some things? One more oracle card. I'm going to just get something to support that energy, help clarify that a little bit. What's with this boundaries card? What can we add to that? A ring. Okay. Biggest change. Let's get into this. That's interesting energy. What's changing for you the most is that you know what you want to give your energy and focus to, and you know what you no longer want to give your energy and focus to, or your attention to. You're learning to set boundaries with people in your life, maybe with events in your life. You're learning where to draw the line. So it could be maybe your work tends to creep over into like all of your personal time or all of the free time that you have. You're always working, something like that. This can also be, I'm kind of getting the message for some of you that it feels sometimes like you're always working to bring somebody else's goals to fruition, but you don't have enough time left over to focus on your own aspirations. So this is about limiting or completely eliminating things from your life that aren't good for you or that aren't serving you. It's like gaining the ability to recognize when things aren't serving you anymore. What else do I want to say about that? I feel like there's a little bit of strength and like a backbone being developed here. It's the biggest change. Not that you didn't have a backbone going forward, but it's like there might have been some little straggly, is that a word? some residual, let's go with real words here. Some residual energy of things that you've been hanging on to that you need to let go of. So maybe you've had or you've developed boundaries in a lot of areas of your life, but there's certain areas or there's certain people where these boundaries have not been well established. This is the biggest change you're making, and it's going to make the biggest difference in your life. When you tell that person or that thing, it's your boss, some of you. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. When you tell that person or the thing that no, like actually that's not gonna happen. Actually, that's my time, and I'm not gonna spend it doing that thing for you. I'm sorry. Like I feel like some of these boundaries are coming into place for you. Actually, that's not in my job description. Like actually, I'm not getting paid for that. I'm not doing it. I feel like for some of you, this is the case. This ring, it's such interesting energy here too, and I want to like try to hit on all the different ways that this makes sense to me, all the ways this is coming through, because I think it's going to resonate differently for all of you. This ring card also speaks to me about boundaries too, because if you think about putting a ring around something, even like putting a circle of salt around something as a form of energetic protection, the ring creates boundaries. Inside the ring is everything you hold dear. Outside the ring is the other stuff. The other stuff can be bad. The other stuff can be neutral. Maybe you're indifferent to it. But it's the stuff that you're not spending your energy on as much. And there's a clear distinction about this. There's a clear distinction being made about what you're spending your energy on and what you're not spending your energy on. And you're being deliberate and you're being specific about it. For some of you, this could indicate that what's changing for you is a relationship, especially a marriage or a highly committed connection. For some, this is about being solely focused on one person. Like all other options are cut off. You're not entertaining any other offers. This is a symbol of full commitment to me. So this can be somebody making a full commitment to you, a proposal coming your way. It can be just like agreeing that something is going to be exclusive. And so this boundaries really feels like, really it's the same energy. What's inside the ring is yours. What's outside the ring, you're not really caring so much about. So if this is about a relationship, inside the ring is the thing that you're devoted to, the person that you you have your attention on the person that you're making this commitment to. Outside the ring is everyone else. All those other opportunities that you're no longer interested in, you're no longer entertaining because you're in a state of full commitment. Some of you, this could represent the end of a relationship that's no longer working for you. I wouldn't take that as like something to worry about. This to me, because this boundaries card is so empowering, this is about you putting boundaries in place that you have known need to be there. Like we were talking about, like this boss that is always overstepping, this boss that's always asking you to do things that are outside of your job description or that are past the hours of operation, and you went with it, and now you're putting boundaries in place. Like, I'm not doing that anymore. So if this is the end of a relationship, this is about a boundary of you saying, I'm not doing that anymore. That sucks. So this isn't a relationship that you would want. This is a relationship that you've known isn't really great for you anymore. And you're putting a boundary of, and not entertaining that anymore. It's like you're closed off to this person, if that's what it's about. Yeah. It's really that thought and contemplation, that energy of the Hanged Man. It's that energy, that magic of the delay that we were talking about before that leads you to this point of putting in these boundaries. Even if the delay has been frustrating for you, even if it felt like it was taking too long, it's like that delay led you to the point where you know exactly what's worth your time and what's not. You know exactly where you want to draw the line on things, and what you want to put your attention on, what's inside the ring, what's outside the ring. So what I'm seeing here is there's magic in the delay, and that the biggest thing that's changing for you is that you have boundaries. So yes, try to apply that to your situation. I hope I'm saying that clearly enough, but if it's taking way too long and it's irritating, realize that this time of contemplation that you have is what's letting you kind of think things through. It's letting you get a good vibe on something and really feel like you know what you want to do. Even if you, let's say you stayed at the job way too long and like you're to the point of extreme frustration because you are just so fed up. You have just had it all the way up to here, and you can't see where you can't see where here is, but you know where it is. You've had it all the way up to there with this thing, and so you're like frustrated, like, why is this taking so long? Why am I taking so long? Why aren't things panning out for me so that I can get out of here? You could relate this to a relationship or whatever, but just realize that time that you've been thinking about it, it's letting you gain a lot of clarity about what you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept. It's showing you exactly what your move is. And I think that's important because when you go to put these boundaries in place, you never, like, I feel like we as people, as humans, we hesitate to put boundaries in place when we're not sure that we want that boundary there. Like, we're not sure that it can be firm. We're thinking, ooh, do I want to, what if I put that boundary there and then I want to take the boundary down and the option is gone? You're not going to feel like that because you spent enough time thinking and contemplating. You already know it's not right for you. So the biggest change is you not just knowing when something isn't right for you, but acting on the knowledge that something isn't right for you, putting up that boundary. I love this energy, actually. Let's get more messages. Okay. Oh, we have trust the niggle. Of course we do. I just said, you already know. I'm gonna pull from 2 more decks, and then we're gonna talk about it all together. The Trust the Niggle card says, what is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? So what is that feeling trying to tell you? And to me, that's the energy of you being in that Hanged Man position, kind of mulling that question over. What's that feeling trying to tell me? What is it saying to me? What am I supposed to know from this? What am I supposed to learn from this? One more. We have Beyond the Ordinary, number 45, coming up. We have Pleasure. That is such a sensual card. I can't ignore that. I also can't ignore the way that this sensual card looks next to this deep red color. It's kind of hot. So for some of you, this might have something to do with a romantic connection, about commitment, someone that brings you a lot of pleasure in all aspects of your relationship. I can't ignore that. So I'm saying that. Yeah, your future self wants you to know that you can trust your intuition. You can trust that feeling. And also, if you took a long time to put the boundary in place, it's cool. Like, I feel like your future self is like, it's cool. That was kind of the energy of, don't worry if this delay has been just going on and on forever. Even if the delay was purely caused by you being hesitant to act, by you being a little bit afraid to make that move, to set a boundary. Even if it was all caused by you and it wasn't even like any outside circumstances that weren't lining up for you, although for most of you it's probably a combination of the two, your future self is like, it's cool. Don't worry about it. That time that it was taking to sort this out, it was helping you get clear. It was helping you either realize how much you wanted this thing or how much you didn't want that other thing. It was helping you know that. So it's totally cool. And you probably have had a little bit of, it's not a little. You've had some indication, you've had a nagging feeling about something trying to get through to you for a while about what boundaries you needed to put in place. And I do want to reiterate this idea of boundaries. It doesn't always have to just mean what you are trying to get away from, or what you're trying to get away from you. Like, that's not the only way that boundaries come into play or are important, because boundaries also keep things sacred. They keep certain things that are important to us protected. They make space for them. They make room. They give energy to the things that are important to them. So this could be a matter of something that you really want to devote more time to, but because you haven't established firm boundaries around other areas of your life or other things that are going on in your life, you can't ever get to the thing that you're trying to do. For some of you, like I was kind of picking up on in the beginning, it kind of feels like for a lot of you, you need to devote more time to what you want to be doing, and less time to what someone else wants you to be doing. It's kind of like I'm trying to sort through this. But you just might have a lot of different things tugging on you. I can't tell if this is a particular person or people that like to kind of use up your time and your energy in pursuit of their own goals or dreams, or if this is just a matter of like, there's a lot going on in your life and there's a lot of things pulling you in many different directions, so it's hard to decipher where your time and energy should go. Maybe sometimes you feel like you're just kind of treading water and not getting to the heart of it. But this is showing me, I love this message here, and I like that it came out for what's changing the most for you, because even if this is something you've struggled with for a long time, it's going to change. You're going to figure out how to give your attention to what you want to the things that bring you pleasure, the things that bring you joy, the things that remind you why you are here having this this 3D experience, having this human experience. You're gonna figure out how to do that. That's what this is showing me. Delegation, I just keep hearing delegation. So for some of you, delegating tasks to other people is going to be really important to you, because you don't have to do every single thing for it to get done. So I'm just going to say this, and then I'm going to get off of this, because I feel like I'm going off on a tangent, but I also feel like this message did not just pop into my head for no reason, so I feel like I need to say it. Some of you need to think about what really needs to get done by you and what could easily get done by someone else, and realize that you don't necessarily win any points for struggling to get things done that could easily be done by someone else. So let's say you could, this is a really crazy example, please bear with me here, but let's say you could spend your whole day cleaning your windows, and it needs to get done. The windows are dirty, they need to be cleaned, but there's like so much important stuff that needs to happen, or there's something that you really want to accomplish, but then you waste your whole day cleaning windows and you're kind of frustrated. Well, you could have potentially hired somebody to clean those windows, because it doesn't really matter whether you cleaned them or someone else cleaned them. The point is they needed to be cleaned. It might be that someone else in your family could take care of it or something like that, but just please apply this to however it makes sense to you. It's sort of like, sometimes these are boundaries and we don't recognize them as boundaries. Sometimes just saying, I don't really have to do that, it just has to get done, is a boundary that you have to establish. I'm not going to use my time to do that. That's not inside the circle. That's not in the ring. It just needs to happen, but it's not one of my areas of focus and attention, is sort of the message. So yes, let's see what else is here before we look at the tarot. I feel like because there's this feeling of like trusting this niggling feeling that's inside of you, I do feel like if you're feeling strongly pulled towards something or someone, you're feeling like that for a reason, and that's really important. Your future self is like saying, hey, like this was not by accident, this is for a reason. They're telling you to gather up everything that's precious to you and to stick it in the ring. Put it in the ring of protection, nurture it. It's really okay to take time to decide exactly how you feel about this, or to plan out exactly what nurturing this thing or these things would look like. But once you've gained that clarity, it's really time to start eliminating or limiting the things that don't fall within the sacred ring. It's like your future self is calling out. Because most of you, I get the feeling that you do already know what belongs inside the ring and what belongs outside the ring, but because of maybe a feeling of obligation, or because of fear, or because of a habit, you find yourself doing things that you don't feel like bring you the joy that you're looking for. So your future self wants you to move toward that pleasure. Move toward the thing or the things that feel extraordinary, because you have this beyond the ordinary card. It's like you weren't meant for an average life, or to have average connections or average relationships. You want something that's kind of a step above that. And it's not like you think that your vision or your dream is bigger or better than anyone else's. It's not like you would ever put down someone else's vision, but it's just that you wanted something that felt suited to you. I don't know why I said it like that. You wanted something that felt suited to you. So I feel like that's what's extraordinary. That's what's beyond the ordinary, is that the norm or someone else's dream just doesn't fit for you. You want something that's exactly for you. Yeah. You feel it. Like, yeah, your future self is saying that you know when something's right for you because you get a feeling about it. And to not let anyone talk you out of that feeling. Yes, okay, I think that's going back to the boundaries. I think some of you need to establish boundaries with someone in your life, or with anyone in your life that doesn't believe in your vision, because you wanted something that was suited for you, and really no one else can speak on that. They don't know what is perfect for you, what is right for you, what fits your vibe exactly. So anyone who wants to speak negatively about these things, or who wants to make you doubt yourself, a boundary needs to be drawn with them, whether that's limiting or eliminating. That choice is up to you. Some people, you need to limit their presence in your life. Other people, they can go. They can just go completely. But that's up to your own discernment. But yeah, the fact that they brought up someone who tries to talk you out of it, and that it's a feeling, it's something that you actually feel in your body. You feel when something's right. It's that niggling feeling. that's what that card is talking about. You actually feel that it's right for you, so you have this deep knowing. It's deeper than any kind of intellectual or logical knowing you could ever possibly have, because it's something that you feel in your soul. And anyone who tries to talk you out of that feeling needs to have a boundary. They probably fall outside the ring, or you need to tell them that you're not interested in hearing what they have to say about your own goals or this thing that you want to bring into your life. So let's look at the tarot. Beyond the ordinary. I feel like your future self is saying that, like, that what you're experiencing in this future, this point in time, is something that is beyond what is typical, what is normal, much better than that, much more connected to. I feel like there's some form of like integration or some kind of holistic quality to your life that's just beyond the ordinary. It's beyond what people think as normal. A lot of people think life has to look just like this. You get up and you do these certain things, and this is how your day goes, how your life goes, how life in general goes. And it's like, for you, that's just not the case. It is just not the case. You have the world. You have the world. I feel like just right after saying that, it's kind of like, yeah, you have the world. You have the option of you have endless options. You have the possibility of having the world at your fingertips. Okay. Six of Swords. I had to look at that for a minute. I was like, what card is this? Six of Swords. Let's see if we can get just 2 more cards. Ooh. Queen of Wands. And 3 of Wands. Okay. Fire energy here. Kind of like capping the reading. So, you know what I feel like? I just feel like your future self is saying the world is your oyster. Like, your passions are going to take you far in this world. That's precisely why you should not listen to anyone who has anything to say about it, because, gosh, I hope this doesn't sound rude, but if someone is trying to talk you out of your dream or this feeling that you have, look at what they have in their life. And, you know, in some cases, if you look, you might find, like, okay, I do want to listen to this person because they are creating exactly what I want. But if this person has not created the ideal scenario for you, then there's really no reason to listen to them, because they can't actually give you instructions on how to do that when they don't know. They have never done it before. So take that into account. Your future self is like, your options are endless once your boundaries are firm. There might even be an opportunity to travel related to, like, either a person or a thing that brings you a lot of pleasure, going back to this, because this can be a person. So this world card could indicate travel related to that. A huge message that I'm seeing here is that creating boundaries allows for a lot of expansion, even though at first the idea of creating a boundary can seem like it's creating restriction. Like inside the ring, we're limited to the ring. But what I feel like your future self is saying is, like, don't get tricked by the idea that that ring is going to limit you, because what it's going to do is it's going to magnify, highlight, enlarge, what other word's going to come up with for this? It is going to allow for expansion of all of the things that you hold dear, all of the things that made it into the sacred ring. It's not restrictive energy. It's actually expansive energy. it's kind of like if you say no to something, it seems like you're cutting off possibilities, but in reality, you're allowing for that growth and for that expansion in the areas that that you're gonna filter and you're gonna redirect that energy into. So yes, this is how it's coming through. Whatever's inside the ring. Well, first of all, for some of you, because these boundaries aren't in place, there may be no ring. So it's just everything. But when we put the boundary in place, it separates what we're paying attention to, what we're not paying attention to. And I feel like for a lot of you, a lot of your focus has been going in a lot of different directions. And so it almost feels like you don't have enough time, you don't have enough hours in the day. But once you have put these boundaries in place and you're only focusing on the things that fell within the ring, then you have a lot more time because you've taken down the number of things that you have to put your attention on. So your future self is telling you that eliminating all the things that really don't matter that much or that don't bring you a whole lot of joy is really going to help you to be able to filter more time and energy into the things that do. And then also showing you that the world is at your fingertips once you have done this. If you say no to one thing, you're going to have time for something else. And also what's really important here is they're saying focus on the things that bring you pleasure, but also things that make you shine with this Queen of Wands energy, things that make you shine, things that make you vibrant, things that call attention to you, because this is really showing you stepping into this Queen of Wands energy. You might be a fire sign. You might not. It's really more about embodying this energy. I'm just noticing how on this card, like the cat on the Queen of Wands, and this card is a big old lion. So this is really showing like ferocity. Like there's something, it's like you're unstoppable, and it's also reminding me of the Strength card. So this is like showing a lot of strength and dedication, inner will and devotion when it comes to making these changes in your life. Giving me some Leo energy. Interesting. I feel like your future self is just letting you know that these things that bring you pleasure are also the things that others take pleasure in. This is coming out so convoluted, but how can I explain this? If you love, I'll just use an example. If you love to paint, people love looking at your paintings. People love buying your artwork. People love experiencing the world through your lens. Apply that to whatever it is that you love to do, or people that you love to be around. They love being around you. It's like this reciprocal energy. So it's really a message of focus on that pleasure, because you are actually providing pleasure, you're providing entertainment, you're providing enlightenment to all those around you. Anyone who experiences what you're putting out, they're going to love it so much because you love it. And that's your indication of like where you're going to make the biggest impact. Yeah, this just shows you moving. You're moving. Six of Wands energy after the Hanged Man. So, and a lot of planning here and like, putting these plans into action with the Three of Wands. So if that delay has been irritating, don't worry. Like I told you, your future self is like, it's cool, don't worry. You're moving right along. So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and end your reading there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. If you did like this reading, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again really soon in another reading. Bye!